Hey! Welcome back to another episode here at 246 Island Auto discussing drives in Barbados. I want to start off by thanking everyone for your all support and the first video that we would have posted last week. I got some positive feedback from you all guys and I want to keep it up. You know, just to keep drag racing alive in Barbados, discuss it, let people know, what's going on behind the scene, what to expect for 2025. Next to me here on my right, which is your left, I have a real passionate committee member here. I'm going to get him to introduce himself to you. We're going to discuss what goes on behind the scene, because a lot of you all guys sometimes will give the club credit. A lot of you all guys will bash the club, but you all don't know what goes on behind the scene, what it takes to actually put on a drag racing, either it being at Bushy Park or the quarter mile down St. Lucie. So without further ado, introduce yourself.
My name is James Cox. I am the secretary, the technical director, and the chief timing official for Barbados Association of Dragsters and Drifters.
Right, so pretty much BADD is a club, right? How many members pretty much it takes to really make up a club?
Well, according to the BMF rules, we need at least 10, I think it's at least 10 members.
10 members.
A club, you have to have rules and bylaws, a lot of, paperwork and stuff, but 10 members, I think is the minimum for a club.
So these members have like a particular rule, like some person might be in charge of this, that, the third. I don't expect you to know each and every member position right now.
Speaking of members, we mean committee members.
Committee members.
Oh,
sorry,
that's different.
Sorry,
right.
Committee members.
Committee members. There are 7 committee members. There's the chairman, the vice chair, secretary, the treasurer. There's a public relations officer. And then there are 2 floor members. Those 2 floor members are the racers, are those closer to the ground that will bring any issues that racers may have to the table or get information to racers as such.
Okay. Next question. Like the club itself, how does BADD, because obviously to put on events, we need some sort of money coming in. Does the club makes money, or how does the club makes money to put on events?
The club is a non-profit organization. We depend on the membership fees and sponsorship. Sponsorship is very important. To hold an event at Bushy Park, we had a previous agreement where the Bushy Park would collect 20% of the gate, and BADD would collect 20% of the gate, and Bushy Park will collect 80%, and this is after expenses are taken out, and expenses are usually around like $7,000. So most of the time you're making a loss. But late last year there was a change to the agreement where the government agreed to pay X amount of money to Bushy Park, and that change meant that it was a better thing, because instead of getting 20% off of the gate after expenses are taken out, we would get 30% before, because the expenses would have been taken out already from the money from government. So it's more income for the club, but that all depends on how many spectators come out to an event. And I also realized that we started off the year hot with a lot of promotion, and I think we need to get back to that, because our first event I think was the most patronized spectator-wise and membership racer-wise. So we need to promote events, because after the event you hear, oh, this boy didn't know they had an event at Bushy Park, or they only hear noise when they come out. So we need to do more in promotion of letting the public know there's an event going on X date. And that being said, we've started, along with your help and your wife, promoting a cruise which we're having on the 1st of February. I guess you could put in a clip with a picture of it.
Obviously you all will see that. We're gonna put a little clip here right now, a poster, whatever, that you all can see what's going on. It's on the February 1st. We ask each and every one of you all guys to come out and support the club. This cruise is to raise funds, obviously, for the club. As see what I've just mentioned is a non-profit organization. So anywhere that we could raise funds to help the club, cause and these club members has daily jobs?
Yes, obviously everyone, the members, well, when you said that, we mean the committee. Yes, the
Yes,
committee members all have daily
Forgetting
jobs. No one on the committee works in the club for pay. It's a volunteer situation. So it's like when you get a little spirit to you help do this, you sneak out a little time here to do this and third to make sure that the club is running effectively.
Right. So basically, from what you were basically saying, first we need a lot of people to come to Bushy Park.
Yes, to spectate.
To spectate. Obviously, that will help the club get some money.
Right.
And by doing that, you know, we need to do some more advertising and promoting and that sort of stuff. Later down in the interview, I guess we could get into a little more to that and how we could, you know, find ways to help the club give some more money.
Yeah.
So how is it important for us as now the members, not the committee members, the members are getting new members to come on to join the club?
Yes. So an initiative that we did in conjunction with Bushy Park and which the government is backing, because the whole purpose of the club was to get people from racing on the street. I was an average street racer back in my younger days.
Me too.
And it is not safe. And I'm not just saying it's because of the club, but I mean, you're racing on the road, it's people coming at you, but compared to track, you have a more controlled environment. You don't have to worry about oncoming traffic. And on top of that, you actually get a time for your racing, because you could got two slow cars and you beat the man next to you, but you car so slow. Exactly. But when you have a clock now, you could determine, you actually have data to show, well, your car is this fast, it's gone fast, it's gone slower, etc.
Right.
Right. So the members, what the issue I have being on the committee and members is this thing that when you're not racing, you don't do anything. That's been my problem. It's my view that if you're is a club and just about racing, we know one another. Right. Some might not agree with this body, that body, but I mean, it's a club, and to propel the club forward, we need that club mentality. Right. And the issue that I face from the timing wise being on a committee is that there are not enough people to work the actual timing equipment. Right. So I'm always begging people that may not be racing this year or racing this event, come and learn how to run the timing, so that in the event that I am not there or Bradley's not there, who's the treasurer, and Bradley's the person that brought me into the timing, that was like 10 years ago. But he's now coming back into racing. I want to race this year.
This year as well.
So we need people to come and work timing. And the problem is people that race, well, obviously don't want to work on the cars. And we need people that love the racing, but not necessarily actually race. So it could be somebody mechanic, somebody wife or girlfriend, somebody that loves racing, but
so they don't have to be part of the club.
No, we just want people to come and learn timing and run the event basically.
So guys, you hear that? You don't necessarily have to be part of the club to spectate, or I'm sorry, to come and learn about the timing equipment. We're looking for some people this year. You know, it's very important because we got the guys that usually work the equipment. You know, they're looking to drive this year, and it's going to be very hard for them to work on their car and still use the equipment. So anyone out there, you can reach out to me, social media wise, anybody at the BADD committee, anyone, just reach out and let me try to see if we can get you all guys some training. That is important, and come and learn, you know, is a nice thing.
Is it a paying job? Is it a paying job? Unfortunately not.
No.
We're hoping that in the future, if we have enough sponsorship and the club has funds, you can actually pay those stipends, because everything costs money. Like, time is money basically. And even the upkeep of the equipment costs money.
Right.
Cables cost thousands, boxes cost like another $1,000 or so. The software itself is due for update, and that update costs about 4,000 Barbados dollars.
Right. So I was actually going to ask you about that, because obviously 2024 wasn't too bad with the equipment, but you know, we would have had certain issues whereby we guys come to race, we turn up, and we had some issues with the equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was an issue with the actual control box, which it just can't go right there and then, and there's only one you have. But luckily, one of our committee members, David Balgovi, had a little foresight. He bought what you would call a practice box, because you could actually go online, get a practice box, and practice your reaction time.
Right.
And things. So we pulled parts from along with him and Fabian, you're Trinity Lizard.
Right.
Pulled parts from both and made one complete box, and then we were able to continue the event. We have new sensors. We would like to implement the 330 feet sensors.
Right.
We have a sponsor that said he's going to do with the cable. The cable is like 13 to 1500 Barbados dollars before shipping and handling in Julie. Well, it should not be Julie's, but before shipping and handling. So we would like to get that implemented for our first event. Can't promise, but I would really like to get that done.
Right. So basically, we definitely need to focus a lot on raising funds for the club, because that's the only way we're going to try to get this equipment maintained.
Yes, and the way that the drivers can help is just by racing. Because the more people that race, the more people can come to watch you race.
Right.
And more spectators means more money for the club to do certain things. Unfortunately, fortunately we have people that travel, but unfortunately the club itself is not in a position, has never been in a position to pay for people to travel. The traveling that the club did, I think, twice this year, St. Vincent and Grenada.
Yeah, last year.
The first time, that was partly sponsored by St. Vincent themselves.
Right.
And then the drivers would have helped players some of their way.
Right.
And then the second one, because it got a little exposure, and because of the work from, I think he's called the godfather of sports tourism in Barbados, Stephen Roberts, he actually got the Ministry of Sports to sponsor us some money, which cut down the cost of y'all traveling to Grenada.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, the more help, the better. It'll be better for everyone. But as they said, the more drivers that come out, more people come to watch them, the more money the club could make to help get the club further.
Nice. So for 2025, what would be your dream to see BADD club? Like
a quarter mile strip in Barbados. bottom lane, a quarter mile strip. The issue is right now we only have an eighth. Yes, there's eighth mile racing around the world.
Right.
But a quarter mile strip, because we can see the interest of people traveling.
Right.
Ain't just what the race is all about, the mingling, the culture. I have been to St. Vincent 3 or 4 times. Our club has actually run timing for them more than once. There and St. Lucia. And I think the first time we went, Nicholas Pinto actually brought home gold for us. He was the only car that went down. That was, I think, 2017. And from then it was hooked. It was all about traveling. My goal was to put up a car to travel, because it was a quarter mile side by side. The track wasn't prepped then, but it was a side by side quarter mile with a time. And unfortunately, there's nowhere in Barbados aside from the Bell to get something like that done, but that seems to be a lot of red tape. Currently, I'm hoping that the powers that be can see that this is a great opportunity for sports tourism. People coming into the island. Drag racing is probably the biggest motorsport thing in the world. So I'm hoping that they can see that.
So are we looking for 2025? We think we should be able to hold an international event this year?
That is the goal, but the problem is people don't really want to come to do a single lane pass at Bourbon.
Right.
Because it's not side by side.
Right.
They may come and do an eighth, but unfortunately most of the Caribbean, if not all, run quarter mile.
Quarter mile. Right.
So if it is that we could get some, let me say the Bell for instance, for a quarter mile, for a couple hours on a Sunday, the amount of people that are willing, because there's so many people, for all the islands that we've been to and chats we're in, a lot of people like to come here. Our country has a better tourism, what's the term we're looking for?
Tourism culture?
Yeah, like better hotels, entertainment, like that sort of thing.
Right.
Everything structured around tourism is, because you know that's our main earner rate. It's better structured, so everybody wants to come here, and they would love to come here to race, but most of them they want to come for if or the quarter mile that's not side by side.
Yeah, it would be good though if the government could at least give us a bell, as you mentioned before. Tourism wise, people will flock and come in. It would be good for the country and the whole of bringing income. So hopefully the government could work towards that, give us the bell until
we could get a quarter mile. A quarter mile would be ideal, because we would try to build the best track in the Caribbean. Right. Even if we don't have stands right away, at least the track itself would be best. There are people in the States and England, I'm not too sure about Australia, but for sure the States and England, who have shown interest in coming here during their cold seasons.
Right.
Because you know when they track cold, but they don't really want to race, you know. So they would rather come. Some people actually said they would leave a car in the Caribbean here to race during those periods. So,
correct.
But we don't have any place for them to race.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we hoping, you know, we what I've heard too that me and Martley would have mentioned it in, I think, the budget or something that we're supposed to be having a quarter mile. So we hope we're hoping that comes through, because we really need one. As you mentioned, drag racing is, to me, the biggest sport across the world in motorsports. It's doing really well. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Going forward as well, it's seeming like all of the Caribbean countries would like to link up one day that we can have like a big World Cup.
Yeah, Caribbean
stuff like that.
Thing, yeah.
And traveling, obviously, as you just mentioned, we traveled to St. Vincent and Grenada. That opened up. We came back home with the second place.
Yes, basically, I think we should have won first. But we will take second.
Right.
In St. Vincent, we probably have the most trophies over there.
Exactly.
And but the trip from Grenada, I didn't go to that one.
Yeah,
because
I was there.
Usually travel when it comes to working. Like, if we work event, I would travel there.
Yes.
Grenada, no. You went down there?
Yeah, I went down. Grenada was a success for all of the guys. We had some mechanical issues in between, but in lo and behold, it was successful. We got some trophies. The guys had some good time.
Yeah.
And we come back home, you know, happy that Barbados went out there and represent.
Yeah.
So big up the Grenada Motor Club for hosting us down there. We enjoyed ourselves, and we're looking forward for this year to go back down again and have some fun. Bring back home some trophies.
Yeah. I would like to make that trip as well, even if I'm not driving.
Right.
I would like to pay my own way and go and watch the festivities, because I heard that the guys seem to enjoyed it more than St. Vincent.
Yes.
The culture and stuff. So
yes.
I would like to see what it's about.
We will be having any quarter miles this year down Bowman's.
We would like to. Well, the thing about Bourbon, right? Or whatever you care to call it. The cars are back in the speed going up. So the cars are now getting a bit too fast for there, because you are technically racing towards a roundabout.
Right.
For a quarter mile, you're supposed to have at least a quarter of a mile runoff to be fully safe. We had a little sketchy issue with Bruce, clocking 9.4, and braking for him seemed to be a problem. Other people say it was a problem for them, but I don't think they were up in his speed.
Correct.
And so we got to look at safety, to the point that I was even thinking of doing 1,000 foot, but I don't know how that go over with members. 1,000 foot would give you more space to run off. So, because every time there's an event at Bourbon, I just hold my heart in my hand, because I don't want something to happen and then the club got faced the repercussions.
Exactly.
You know? It was a track now. There's no ditch to go in. There are no poles to hit. You know, you got these like barriers to hit and come off or whatever.
Right.
You might flip, but it's a safer environment. That's why it's ideal for us to have a quarter mile. Yeah.
So right now there are no scheduled.
I think basically we have applied for dates. The way it works is that before the year changes, you will send in the dates you want to hold events, right? But to hold a road closure, you just need to submit. I think before it was 3 months, may you go through BMF, but I believe now you apply directly to not licensing authority, MTW for the road closure, and you have a month. But obviously, it's best to do it before then. So let me say we have 5 dates for the year. We could say, well, we want this to be a road closure, and we could apply for it as such. But the thing about a quarter mile event is that they are extremely expensive.
I was just about to answer that. What it takes to really put on a
roughly the last one we had, I think the bill was near $10,000. The club don't got that sort of money. Right? You have to pay for the police presence.
Right.
You have to pay for the barriers, because barriers have to line the street. You got to pay for the food for the marshals, because you need basically twice as much marshals for the quarters you need for the eighth. You have to block off your roads. You got to get this, that, 34th, and the prices just add up and add up and add up. And the last one came, I'm pretty sure it came to near, if not just above or just below $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's very expensive.
Very expensive. So that is why we would say, that's why we don't let random people off the street come and say, yes, they come and do this quarter. There are rules set in place before my time. Like if you were doing a road event in our club, you must have participated in previous events for the year. Not just for bringing in money to pay for that, but also we need to make sure that you are safe. You can control this vehicle, and you know we can't have any mishaps, because then the club be liable and we ain't got the money to pay. Insurance is only covers so much.
Right.
So that's why we usually call the quarter to give back to the members, because random people can't just come in.
But to be quite honest, from what you're saying, from the club standpoint, it makes more sense to have the AFML events, which is a safer place at Bushy Park.
Yeah.
We could control everything. That's one. The second thing is that money-wise, it don't make no sense at this point concentrating too much on St. Lucie, because it's a gift back to the club.
It's a gift back. Yeah, we gotta do the quarters first to get the money. I mean, if the club makes enough money through the year, we're doing the eighth first. So
right.
If we make enough money through the eighth, and we say yes, we got enough money, we could put on a quarter. So or if we could get some more corporate sponsors on board,
right,
that would help us significantly, because everybody want to know the quarter multi. They would love to know say quarter, yes, but if you can't get that, they would at least love a slit with their 60 foot, 330 reaction time.
That's important.
And the quarter multi, yeah.
That's important. So obviously here in Barbados we don't have a quarter mile track, so it's very difficult for us. So we do AFMO. The guys would love to come to Barbados, but they don't want to come to do an AF. But we are hoping, that we can get something work out with probably the Bell or a very safe place. So we can keep the fingers crossed for 2025 and we get a track. At least if we could see the Bobcat man digging weird stuff or something that we know that we're making progress, that would be good.
Yeah.
Now, on another fact, that the guys getting really fast.
Yes.
What are we doing about safety to making sure that these guys come to the track?
You could ask anybody for the time. I started dealing with timing. This is at least 10 years. I've been going on a rant every single year in the WhatsApp group. Don't just focus on speed, focus on safety. One thing a committee member had told me years ago, David Bagoma, aka Bali, one of my sponsors.
Right.
He said, if you could spend X amount of money on a turbo, you could spend it on proper brakes, proper tires, a roll cage.
Yes.
And for the four-wheel drive, man, the drive shaft hook, which is like a U-shaped metal, like drive shaft patch, so that if it ever breaks, it will hit there and hold, and it won't like jackknife in the ground, flipping the vehicle. Because we've had issues where people fly wheels disengage and come out and cut the gearbox, cut the steering column, cut the brake lines.
Yeah. Fortunately,
that's not happened recently. There are things to combat that. Like they're Kevlar. I can't remember the exact term, but basically there's a Kevlar gearbox.
Yes,
we call it gearbox.
Yes.
It covers the gearbox so that when it flies, it would catch it. I've seen vehicles with metal plates that cover just where the box meets the engine, because obviously if the flywheel comes out, it will probably fly straight and it might shatter, but it will probably come that direction. It will stop it from coming in the vehicle or cutting important things like brake lines and steering columns. Right now, there are rules which you can find on our website. I can't say exact address, but if you Google Barbados Solution Drivers and Drifters, it will come up top. And rules and regulations, it stipulates what you need per class. You can get the classes, because the class is changing for this year. Exactly. But per class now, I think anything under 7.3 is supposed to have a particular type of roll cage in it. And the lower down you go, the more cage, like a 6 point, 5 point, whatever hoop. Those are needed. Those are verified by our scrutineers, and we have to give a great shout out to those who have been scrutineered for us in the past. We're trying to get more people to get involved, not just for our club, but there actually is a shortage in Barbados for scrutineers for all types of sports. Everybody's get old, some people pass away, and if new people don't get into it, there'll be no one to carry on the torch, basically. Safety ways, under certain times you're supposed to wear nomad suit. Obviously everybody's supposed to wear a helmet, wear shoes, gloves. The faster you go, the more things like probably you. Well, you need a suit. Obviously you have a roll cage. You have to disengage the door lock, so if something happens, somebody could get you out.
Right.
You have to have a kill switch inside and on the outside of the car to kill the power in case there's a few mishap, you know?
Correct.
Some guys are now using methanol. They're supposed to have a sticker alerting the marshals, and they're also supposed to state on their application form the type of fuel they're using, because methanol does not burn with color. Unless you have a dye in it, it's going to burn clear, and you will not know that you're on fire until you actually burn it.
Wow.
So that is extremely dangerous.
Wow.
So, but the thing about methanol is you don't need I don't think you need a special extinguisher. Water puts it out, right? So we need to let the road response or whoever's doing marshals, etc., to know what type of what type of fuel the vehicle is using, so they know how to react.
Yes.
And those drivers, they're supposed to have their own fire extinguishers in close proximity. So I think what we're doing this year, if we know we have, let me say, 4 people that use methanol, we're kind of put them in one group. This is in the pits. We make sure they have that particular type of fire extinguisher.
Yes.
And we will let them know, well, this is where it is, etc.
Right. So basically, I know safety is important because definitely I had to step up in safety.
Yeah.
Cars getting faster. The two-wheel drive cars, obviously, we're going on a different path now.
Yeah.
And we actually come in for guys like you all guys in that.
Not me, because I have a race since 2014 or something. Yeah.
Right. But obviously, safety is important, guys. I'm not going to start by saying that, make sure. I was one of the guys that used to trick the system or try to trick the system. I used to come in a motorcycle helmet. I used to get crawled with all the time. Remember, I get the proper helmet. And I can't understand, for instance, I was saying, but if this is safe for a motorcycle, it should be safe for me in a car. But get to understand that obviously in the car, it carries a different fireproof than a motorcycle helmet. So there's a lot of different things behind the scene. And the more in depth that I get into the car racing, I understand safety. I understand it's important for your suits, everything that he would have mentioned. And you all guys be looking for some scrutineer guys, anybody to come in. There was training last year at Bushy Park, free. Come, get involved. And even you, the drivers, will also come and get involved and educate yourself, what's going on. So it's very important, man. I was told that this year now we'll be moving from half seconds now into whole
to get
seconds.
more in line with drag racing around the world.
Right.
We are now, since we have so many, I think my system has at least between 500 to 700 members. They're not always all active, but we used to do the half seconds because there weren't that many vehicles racing. And then, in compared to the rest of the world, they have so many vehicles. They can they don't bracket race in time. They deal with front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, turbocharged, all motor, north, whatever. But we were dealing with half second brackets.
Right.
And seeing that the guys are traveling or are more keen in traveling. When you go to say Vincent or Grenada or any other Caribbean country, you're not going to be running half second brackets. You're going to be running full second brackets. And so we're looking to change over to that this season. Some people might think that it might be a bit unfair that you have faster. You might have a man running seven flat, right? And then you might have a guy running 7.9. Chalk and cheese when it comes to times and getting to the finish line. So there are things like I've spoken to the representative from Porter Tree. I have to give her props Allison Dahl, I think it is.
Right.
Can't remember her last name right now. She's always on call anytime, WhatsApp. She has given us ideas on what people do bracket racing around the world. What they do is something called handicap racing and dialings, where if you qualify, so you see you're running 7-1 and I qualifying and they running 7-8 or 7-7, you will decide, or we can decide what your dialing is, all right? And when we put that into the system, it will automatically drop the links accordingly.
Yeah.
So it also makes you as a driver become a better driver, watch your side of the links. Because we find that when we handicap racers here, due to groups being too small and somebody got to go up in the group or whatever, they don't watch their side of the links. So they tend to fall start or they sleep on the link. So something like that will force you to watch your side of the links and watch your links dropping. So like I said, trying to keep with the rest of the world and people traveling, we gotta do what is done internationally. Yes, we're a small island, but that would mean that we gotta be different. Right. When it comes to a sport, like we come into reinvent the wheel. This is a sport that's established for decades. So you follow the rules that are there. Because right now we follow FIA and HRA safety rules, which are almost the same. So a lot of drivers say they prefer actually thinking to go into the 1 second groups. Yeah. So we got things.
I think it would be good for us too, because obviously when we traveling, that's what it is. Right. Across the world, that's what it is, and we need to get with it. And it will also help guys to get their
faster.
cars, get their cars up to par, and let me try to get faster, and keep growing the sport. And I think from where we come in Barbados with drag racing throughout the years, I've been drag racing now, I would say, for about 9 years. I've learned so much from coming from all motor, going to nitrous, now turbocharged. Even now, my wife, she wants to race this year.
That'd be great.
So we're trying to see if we could get some more female drivers to come out. I think we have one.
We have one single, and she did her personal best the last event. She got into 7s.
Right.
That's partly due to...
She ran a 7?
Yeah, I think she ran or was it 8? I can't remember. Well, maybe she did her I don't think she would have run a 7, but I think she got a very low 8 or 7-9, you know.
Okay.
It's time to be corrected. Okay. But that's partly due to I think she ran a 7, you know, because she ran at least 2 8-1s. And I think she did a 7-9. Okay. I could be wrong. It's time to be corrected.
But she did that, congrats.
But that's partly due to us doing track bike.
Right.
We had traded previously either 2023 or early 2024, and the application may not have been correct, but our current chairman, Robert Bishop, he talked to when he went down to say,
it was Grenada, right.
Yes. He spoke to the track prep team,
yes,
who actually think they came from Trinidad. Yes. They came to prep Grenada's track, so he got more insight, got the correct
concept.
The concept, yes, and the correct mixture or type of track bike. So it has been applied, and before every event, I have to give thanks to him, his team, and members such as Shaq and Shaquille Jamat and Nicholas Pinto. I can't remember who else. Verdon. Verdon's there all the time. He is a man, but he don't race too often. He drove a BMW. He drove his truck and pulled the tire across the track. Is Vernon?
Sing me.
Begin with a V, man.
Yeah,
but you know who he is. I tell you what the Project Boys do, so I don't know who he is. They come and they prep the track, and the last prep, in my opinion, was the best. And the more you prep it, the better it will be. The more you prep it, the better it will become. Yeah, and the last one was the best, because I remember driving for the opposite side coming in, and for the time we got onto the track bike. Vivian, yes. Yes. For the time we got onto the track bike, you could hear and feel the difference in the grip, and everyone seemed to benefit from that. Yeah,
definitely.
You yourself included, because I think you were there. You were shooting an ad for your sponsors.
Correct.
What the sponsors are now?
Western Wholesale, right? Juicy Patties, bigger all the time.
Right. You were there shooting your thing, and you did a pass. You think you had used your draggy.
Yes.
And you had gotten a very good time.
Correct.
The problem with the track bike, two problems. Track bike, when it's being freshly laid down, like what we're doing, does not like street tires, because the street are what people call chicken steppers or rally tires.
Yes.
It does literally dig up the track bike.
Track bike.
Because they walk, certain people come and made the move, they can see a patch of raw asphalt, really track bike gone, right? It does not like that. It prefers drag radials or drag slicks. We know that everyone can't afford those tires, but we would like to at least next tire purchase, try to get those. The track bike, next thing, track bike is extremely expensive. Track bike costs $3,200 Barbados dollars. And
Oh, whoa.
one can, a 55-gallon can, does basically 2 events. So you can imagine the cost of that. So we need sponsors to come on board to help offset that cost, because obviously know that y'all guys have experienced it.
We
I don't think y'all want to go back.
We don't want to go back.
Don't want to go back.
We don't want to go back at all.
We can't take all the club's money and just buy track bike. We got overheads to cover. Sometimes we have to pay extra for lights if y'all want like type event. You gotta pay the DJs, the mic lady, she does a very good job. Dale, I can't remember her last name though.
I can't remember.
Dale Ford.
Yes.
Right. Very, very professional. We gotta pay, bills is rack up.
Yes.
We gotta pay membership fees for BMF, or be a club's a BMF member, you have to pay a yearly fee. That is why that's why I would like members to realize that it is a club and it has membership, and you're supposed to pay your membership by the end of January. It is $100. This fees for everybody that may not know. It is $100 to be a club member per year. Our previous chairman, Jason Doney, very good chairman, he got it done that you could pay half at one event and half at the next event. The next cost would be licenses.
Right.
So you as a driver, when you go and pay your license, that actually gives you not the right, but the ability to race at any speed event in Barbados. You can go and race rally if you wanted, any sort of speed event. That is $140 per year, and that's also split in half. Then to race, we only charge $40 entry fee, and then $40 again for insurance.
Right.
So basically, I think if you split everything in half, you pay like $200 or $210 for your first 2 events, and then from there you only pay basically $80. $40 for insurance, $40 for your entry fee.
Right.
And that gives you ability to come and race, and as a club member, you can ask to use the type of equipment. What people like yourself have done is contact Bushy Park and rent the track for X amount of time. You ask the time officials to work, and you can do your own private test and shoe. And I recommend a test and shoe for anybody, because you would understand it is less hassle, and you get to do everything you want with your car. Dial it in, see what works, see what doesn't work, and get your fastest times.
Correct. Right. So one of the things that would have been happening last year that I seems to be working out good is street days. Street days is supposed to be usually every last Friday every month or something.
No, it is supposed to be every month that our club does not have an event, they will hold a street days. Street days is really for the people off the street. It gives them a chance to race safely.
Right.
Because we're trying to get people from racing on the road. And I would love if all these street racers would come and join the club. We have so many Renexes, Swifts, 20 Valves, Hondas that on the street. I am sure once, because we have racers that join the club and they don't want to go back to the street.
Correct.
And they sure if they did the same, they would see how beneficial it is to race in the club, and you're racing in a safe environment.
Exactly.
And you're gonna have something tangible to say, well, my car is XYZ, my car beat you, So it gives the drivers a chance the non-members a chance to learn the lights. And speaking of lights, we actually might change how the lights are working this year. We usually use sports film where it's 3 amperes come down and you go. people that travel, and they release one of the drivers, his name Dave Davis. He actually stages how you're supposed to stage a drag racing, because it's two beams, your pre-stage and stage. What he does is he comes in the first stage, pre-stage, goes on launch control, and then bumps in to start the second beam, and then the clock will start. He's ready to go.
Right.
Some people come in and stage all the way, they hold launch control too long, or they don't hold it long enough. I'm sure if people watch more international drives, they will understand that is the way to do it. You go on launch control and bump in, because you don't want your man next to you burn down either.
Correct.
So y'all bump in, and the lights come down, and to stop the burning down, there's an automatic counter where if one man stages and the other person is not staging time, they'll be disqualified. So you have to get there, and that would cut out the people. I got people that's warming the tires like 30 or 40 times.
Yeah.
All of these things take up time, which means we have less time to do certain things. Then the event might run over time, then that's cost the club even more money. So we're trying to cut down on all of these things.
Because time is important at the event.
Especially night ones, costs a lot of money.
In the last conversation, I would have mentioned to Jupi that I don't know how possible it is. I know we used to do it, but I don't know, like last event to me was just perfect because we had the 2 days.
Yeah, I watched the previous podcast, and I do agree it is beneficial all around, timing wise and driving for members. If you could do qualifying a day in front,
right,
and then just do eliminations the next day. What I was looking to do was to ask Bushy Park if we can't just do street digs on the Saturdays, right? And use that for our members to practice and do qualifying.
Yes.
And that way you would get 2 days to race.
That would be really good.
So I am looking to suggest that to the committee first.
Right.
Because everything done in the committee is a collective. We either hold a vote or we agree.
Right.
And then go to Bushy Park and say, well, this is what we would like.
Yeah. That would be good for us because it gave us more time to get our cars dealt properly, and guys could.
And that's beneficial for your 2 guys that you're looking to bring the. Yes. They will get to practice.
Correct.
And then race.
This year, as you all would have seen, I have a Toyota Starlet sponsored by Aline's Auto Rev Garage. 2 of my mechanics are coming on board for the first time, and represent Aline's Auto Rev, represent the club, and they're coming. So guys, I would advise, it's January, come to the BMF, sign up for drives, get it in early, and enjoy the whole year of racing.
And to add to that, people seem to think that you need to have the fastest cars to compete. But I am pretty sure, as long as I can remember, I have not seen the upper tier fast cars being champions, right? They're being champions. There's always somebody that's more consistent.
Yes.
Who is our current champion. He's driving a Suzuki, a 1995 Baleno.
Exactly.
Before we had a guy in a Suzuki, an old Suzuki Swift.
Exactly.
So the championship is based on points. So the more you race, the more points you will get. You get points for qualifying, you get points for doing eliminations. And I find the issue with the higher powered cars is they're more tendency to break. So they're not as consistent.
Correct.
And that's why you don't see so many high powered cars out. You will find that a lot of will sign up. They'll be practicing or testing before and they break something either on the day of the event or the day in front of the event.
Exactly.
And then they don't make it to it. The club is one a little backlash, but it's not our fault. The higher power cars, they tend to have more breakages because the parts are more under stress. It's not like the states where at a meet, a man turn one with blow or axle broke, and you can say, I want somebody to say no and change it. Right. So I can understand what you want in 2 days, because if something happens, you could go and fix it and return.
Yeah, because the crowd coming out to see us, and it's very important to entertain them so they could come back. And we want to let, obviously, the spectators know, usually our events is be on Sundays, bring out the family, bring out the children, and let them get entertained. This year as well, we would like to plan more meet and greets. So that we could get the families to come out, do some face painting, jumping tanks, in a nice car park, get the people to interact more with the drivers. and build awareness for drag racing across Barbados. And I know 2025 is going to be a success for drag racing in Barbados. A lot of projects coming out.
Yeah, we have
people
a lot
behind the scene, including yourself.
Yeah, I would like to come out. Honestly, I have not raced, as I said, since 2014. I just raced by curiosity through people.
Right.
And being in the background, I've taken in a lot of information. I see what works, what doesn't work, ideas they may have, you know.
So what car are you coming with?
Right. So I currently have Evolution 7. It would have been Speed Shop's old car. It still has Speed Shop on the back.
Oh.
But I plan to break Kill across the back because I plan to beat them bad. Anything with a Robert Shop and Speed Shop, I intend to beat.
Robert, you hear that, Robert?
You see, can be all motor, but I even want you next to me. You understand? I don't want the front wheel drive cars next to me, so I seems like I have to step up my game because my plan was to just sit in the second bracket and get more racing with the car. But my plan is I can race in the club, bracket race in the sevens. Grudges is a different story. I don't see being gonna be friends when it comes to
listen. I drop a comment in the last vlog when I say any low budget Evos coming around, they're gonna get them the next slice, and I steer a whole big talk in chats. But we coming serious, and the two-wheel drive like me, Juppy, Kevin, Sammy, all of we coming strong and better, and we can keep pushing ourselves more and more and more. And that's the goal for, as Jess I mentioned, the 25 guys, the Ronettes guys, just come out and race.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've watched drag racing across the Caribbean. In Jamaica, obviously we're talking about Quarter Mile, and in Antigua, you got 13-second car, 14-second car, and these guys are excited and fighting
just racing
to win. You know what I mean? And I think it's important for me to come out. Everybody car always got 7-second car, 6-second car, but we come out and let me participate, let me have some fun. I think, as I say, drag racing is going to be very good this year. They're going to got a lot of events. As I said, we got our first fundraiser event, guys. It's on February 1st. It's a cruise. We asking each and every one of you all
at
guys.
least buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket. Even if you can't make it, buy a ticket.
Get somebody.
Yeah, tickets is going to be out from Monday. So you all will see this video tomorrow, which is on Sunday. And the next day, tickets out. Contact the committee members. Contact anybody. Contact myself. Tickets we outside, and we can raise some funds.
Yes.
So, anything else you would like to say before we close out?
I can't think of anything. I just commend the guys for the progress from last year. All the personal best. The obviously everybody not have gotten what they wanted, but a lot of people are. You can see the progression.
Yes.
Is everybody is getting faster.
Yes.
That is due to hard work, the track bike. Like, to me, the club itself is more of a community now, and I am not tooting my own horn, but in my opinion, this committee has been the best committee I have seen so far. I've been on the outside, I've been on many, and to me, this one has been doing. No, I don't want to say doing the most, but getting more results.
Yeah, I definitely will say that. I've been racing for about 9 years, and I will say this committee right now is working hard behind the scene. And I'll big up the whole committee for sure. Big up Dwayne Brown all the time for pushing and making sure things going. Look, listen, guys, a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes, and you all guys don't know a lot. You all would have just heard, you know, what it takes to put on the event. And you know, it's expensive. There's a lot of hard work behind the scene. We want some help. We aren't saying you all guys to come out, help out with the timing equipment, help out with the scrutineering, and you all get a little glimpse of what goes on, obviously, behind the scenes. So
if you have more time, we would get to it.
If we had a little more time, we would get into it. But we intend to keep this program going on, you know, drag racing, discussing drag racing in Bushy Park. We can interact more with some more committee members. We can go behind the scene with drivers and just try to find out where we can get a good balance between, and we can keep pushing. So thanks for watching, guys, each and every time, and we'll see you in the next one.